Welcome to Forgotten Coast Fishing. If you're new to the channel, my name's David and I fish inshore and offshore, showing you what I do to find and catch fish. If that sounds appealing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my future videos. So it's a little bit later in the day than normal, but I got the day cleared out so we can get out and go fishing. As you can see, we've got a calm gulf out here. So I'm in the bay boat, and what I thought I would do is just kind of get out here, kind of fish these near shore waters. It's a lot of fun to do that in the bay boat. So there's some reefs out here we could hit. I'd like to kind of troll for some king mackerel. So we'll get out there and see what we can pull up today. This is the Mexico Beach Canal. And as you can imagine, since we're just right up here on the beach in the Gulf, you know, a lot of sand kind of gets washed up here all the time. So we've got this dredge boat, and they just got a new one not too long ago. So what he's doing, he's sucking up sand. There's a sandbar that runs right there, and he's sucking it up and putting it out there on the beach. And a lot of times it'll fill up right here, but they do a pretty good job of fighting Mother Nature, kind of keeping this sand from packing up and blocking this canal. So snapper season opens up this Saturday, a couple days from now. So I know they're trying to get everything ship shape for that. But that's pretty cool, and I'm so fortunate and glad that they do that for us. All right, so we made it to our buoy here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this sabiki rig here. This is a size 8, and drop that down. And a lot of times there's some menhaden on these buoys. There's a whole line of them. Maybe we'll catch some of those, get them in the live well, and troll for some king mackerel. This sabiki rig with all these hooks is just asking to get tangled. Now, manufacturers have kind of come up with some ways to help you out. One of these is this one. What you do is you just kind of pull it out. Supposedly, it says one touch, easy removal, fasten top to rod, line, and pull. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can pull this out. Yep, here we go. There we go. So we did pretty good. Now, a lot of times you won't even make it that far without it getting tangled up. So the next thing, though, you do need to get a weight on it. It's got this little clip on the end, and I've got this, it's about a 2-ounce weight here. But, you know, you want to have a sinker with a little hook on it if you can, so that way you can clip it directly to your clip. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, man, right off the bat. All right, let's see what we've got. Man, we got, oh, good gracious. Look how many we got. All right, we got a little hardtail. All right, well, here's our fish we got. This is an Atlantic bumper, this top one. See, he's got that little spot on his tail. But this right here, this is a hardtail. You know, these get a little bit bigger, but this size we can troll. And they're really, really good for bottom fishing too. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm just kind of tossing this out, kind of close to this buoy. Gonna let it sink. We're in about 20 feet of water or so. Once it's to the bottom, I'm gonna close my bail, and there you go, we've got fish already. I'm gonna kind of work it slowly, just in case some other fish kind of come up and grab it on the way up. We'll increase how many fish we get per drop. And that'll oftentimes happen. Man, look at that. So we got 3 of them. Now these are those Atlantic bumpers. Now to get these guys off, the best way to do that, grab your sinker, try to keep this line tight if you can, and grab this little tool here, kind of pull the weight to the bottom, and then you can just pop him off. A lot easier than having to grab it. We got stuck on the bottom and it immediately snapped my sabiki rig. That's a bummer. Just picked this up this morning, but I've got another one if we feel like we need it. But I think we've got a good decent amount in there, 10 or 12 or something like that. So we'll get out here and let's kind of start to troll for some king mackerel. All right, so I'm going to get these out. What I've got on both of these, I've got this stinger type rig with these 2 treble hooks and some single strand wire, and it's got these dusters that'll kind of move back and kind of come over top of that fish as we're trolling. But I remembered what I forgot today. I forgot to put my mounted rod holders on for trolling. So I'm gonna have to kind of make do with what I'm got. And what that is I've got a single rod holder over there, but nothing over here. So what I'm gonna give a shot anyway is just kind of put it in my center console and kind of just watch out for that line. But I think it'll be just fine. But the reels we're using, these are Penn 320 GTIs, kind of some older type reels, but they're good for this application. They don't have a massive amount of drag, but they're enough for these king mackerel. And this is a kind of a heavy type rod. Now you want something with a little bit of a backbone when you're trolling for the fish a little bit, but mostly if you're pulling some heavier weights or something with the lip that's diving, you're going to need something that can kind of handle that force and that weight just of your lure. All right, so how I'm going to hook it, I'm just going to take one of these treble hooks, just kind of run it in the head right there, kind of forward just a little bit, and then take this other stinger, as they call it, and get it hooked in the back somewhere. Just like that. Now since we're using live bait, we're really not going to be going that fast anyway. Almost we want to make sure that fish is still having the ability to swim, so we don't want to go too fast for them. Oh, got him. Got him. All right, so I was not getting anything trolling. I put some cigar minnows, switched from that live minnow to some cigar minnows, and then I just saw this little bait pod, and then just came over here, and we get a little Spanish mackerel, I think. Man, what is this? Yeah, it looks to me like a Bonita. It's kind of got the same colors and shape, but I don't know, man. It doesn't have the kind of more the geometric lines on it. So, but he's bait nonetheless. Let's get him in here. And if nothing else, we can save him for an offshore trip and make some strips out of him like we did a trip ago or two. But man, that's kind of fun. This is just my inshore medium heavy rod, Stratic 4000, and a little Rapala X-Wrap. All right, so other than that, we really weren't getting any other bites. I mean, I'm seeing some kind of slashes from time to time, and now we've got a dolphin that's showing up. So there he is. So I'm gonna head over to the cluster of reefs that are a couple miles offshore here and kind of get back to trolling and see if the king mackerel are over there. Check out all these spade fish. I don't know if you can see them on the GoPro. Well, we just pulled up to a reef. I saw some good marks as I was kind of trolling, and I wanted to kind of stop and try it. Unfortunately, as soon as we stopped and got the spot lock going, I saw a couple dolphins starting to circle, so that's sometimes bad news, but hopefully they're just passing by and they won't grab some potential fish that we catch. So what I'm going to start out with, this double drop rig I was just talking about, but I've got some squid over here I need to kind of let defrost. I have no idea what's down here except, you know, triggerfish and spade fish because I just saw them. But I'm going to take my sword knife and I'm going to take one of these bait fish that I caught earlier, and I'm just going to kind of cut him in little sections and little chunks to use right now, just to kind of see what's down there and wait on that squid to defrost if we think we need to use it. But this is a 30-pound mono setup. These are 3/0 circle hooks, and this is a 4-ounce bank sinker at the bottom. Yo, look at this trigger. Look at him. He's too small to keep or anything, but I was just kind of starting to get my squid or cut bait or something ready for this double drop rig. So I just set it over to the side of the boat here in the water to kind of let the sinker kind of hang there so it didn't bang the boat. And I think that trigger thinks it's going to be something for him to eat. But that's pretty funny. Man, these might be keepers. Look at them. Man, let's just drop it down, see if we can catch that one right there. Oh, we got him. Yeah, man. Oh, wow. Right there. Let's see if he's a keeper. Man, that was cool. I hope my camera was pointed in the right direction. But this may be our keeper. Yeah. Man, I think he is 15. We spotted that guy. This was like sight fishing offshore, everybody. Yeah, he's definitely going to be 15. Wow. Wow, that's so cool. was coming up to the surface, I said, man, that one looks like a keeper. And I just dropped it down and got it right to where he was, and he grabbed it. How cool is that? Man, wow. All right, well, let's double check his length. They have to be 15 to keep. And you know I love these guys. They are great eating. All right, let's see what he measures. Get that mouth right there to 0. Oh, let's see. Oh man, he's just under. Oh, we could probably squeeze him. Let's see. Oh man, he is just under. Look at that. You could not get any closer. Wow, that is 1/8 of an inch too short. Well, let's get him back. Wow, geez, there you go, dude. We had a lot of fun with you. Well, let's do that again. That was kind of fun. Maybe we can start putting some chum out there, some of this bait that I caught this morning, cut it up, and then kind of bring them up, maybe pick out our keeper again, or a real keeper this time. Now I know these are triggerfish down there. Obviously we saw them, but they're acting just like it. They kind of nip, 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 and then your squid's gone. You know, they just have those teeth that you've seen before, and they just go up and grab that squid without getting hooked. That's why you gotta have, here we go. That's why you gotta have small hooks so that they'll fit in that little mouth that they've got, and sharp ones because their mouths are so tough. Oh man, I thought he was gone, but then he came back. Here he is. Here he is. Yep, little trigger. Now he's smaller than that one that was barely under 15. So we'll need to get this one back. Here's our triggers again. Let's see if these are bigger. There we go, got him. All right. Well, that's an easier way to do it, that's for sure. But he's not going to be over 15. All right. Let's go ahead and do something different. Obviously, that's all that is at this reef. It was kind of cool catching them at the surface like that, kind of spotting our fish. But I've got another reef I think we'll head to. But as we do that, we'll kind of set out the trolling rigs again and see if maybe we pull up a king mackerel on the way to that reef. Okay, so I tried trolling again and just no luck. So kind of moved to another reef. Just going to kind of go to the bottom fishing just to kind of see if we can pull some things up and just kind of have a little fun out here. Oh yeah, man. Right off the bat. Geez. This is the biggest one so far today, that's for sure. I just tightened up my drag just a little bit. We're on a reef, so we want to try to keep them off that reef if we can. Now I know this is not a trigger. He's pulling way too much to be a trigger. I guess it could be a really big one. I wouldn't quite expect to have a really big trigger, you know, this close to shore, but you just never know. All right, well, let's get him up anyway and see what we've got. Here comes some color. Maybe it is a trigger. Wow, I haven't really seen him yet. He doesn't look red. He looks brown. Oh wow, maybe it is a trigger. He's spinning around. Wow, it is a trigger fish. Jeez, let's see if he's our keeper for the day. Man, I don't know, he's gonna be right on the edge, I think, but he had a lot of pull to him. Well, let's get him off this hook, get him back there and see what he measures. Yes sir, he's a keeper. He's right at about 15.5, a little bit over. So he's our keeper for the day. And like I said, these are some great eating fish. But let's get him in the box. Oh man, did you see that? Wow, that was a strike. Wow. Now, I don't think he's gonna be any bigger than the trigger fish we got in the box already. Oh man, it's because it's a red snapper. Oh no, a beeliner. Wow, well he's going in the box too. Now this was unusual too. Typically the beeliners are a bit deeper, but geez, Man, this dude wanted this squid. Check him out. Now these guys only have to be 10 inches and we can keep 10. Well, we're gonna put him in the box too, because with that trigger fish and this little bean liner, that'll make a good 1 meal for my family. Oh, here we go. All right, we got him now. Man, I was moving all over the boat trying to get some bites. I wasn't getting any. And I felt like I was maybe like right on top of the reef, and this is just another tomtate. All right, I think it's time to call it a day, everybody. We had our high tide a little bit earlier today, and I think maybe the tide's settling down or who knows what. But right now we're just getting these tomtates. So we're gonna go ahead and head on in. I'm kind of seeing something kind of work the surface. Let's kind of drive over there on our way home and see if we can grab whatever that is over there. Oh man, here he is. Oh geez. All right, well, we got whatever we were looking for. Geez, I was turning my head. I thought I heard a pop over there, and I kind of saw it come up right as I turned my head. Oh, did he get off? No, he's here. Oh man, what have we got? I think it may be that Bonita type. Oh man, there's something after it. Geez, look, there's something after it. What have we got here? All right, look at that. Look at those amberjack. Is that what that is? Yeah, man, those amberjack were after this Bonita here. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. Oh man, look at these amberjack. Geez. Well, if they got a hold of this Bonita and got hooked, check them out right there. Look at those. I imagine they were amberjack. They looked brown from the top though. Wow. Well, we got us a Bonita. This guy's gonna go in the box and we'll keep him for an offshore bait at some point. All right, let's get this out there. I thought I was seeing something. So yeah, this is my St. Croix medium heavy inshore rod and my Shimano Stratic. And this is a little Opala X wrap. Man, I love casting this thing. You can also troll it. It's very effective for Spanish mackerel. But man, it's good for those Bonita, obviously. This is the same thing I caught that Bonita on the other days. And what I'm doing, I'm just like I'm fishing for trout. I'm drifting. And I saw that activity kind of over here, so I positioned myself, turned the engine off so I would drift over top of it. And you know, it's the same concept, you know, different fish, different depth of water and that kind of thing. Oh man, whatever those were chasing the Bonita just came up after this. That kind of brownish fish. Man, I don't know what they are. Maybe if you guys got a good look, you can maybe give me a hint. I mean, they kind of look like the color of a redfish. They're kind of brownish on top. I kind of doubt that's what it is, but it could be an amberjack. Look, there they are right there. Man, I want that brown fish though. I mean, the Bonita are cool, but man, I kind of want to know what in the world that was chasing the Bonita and then came up and kind of tried to grab this X-Wrap. All right, let's go ahead and head on in. That was kind of cool right there at the end with that Bonita and whatever those fish were chasing. I'd love to find out what those were. All right, we made it back to the pole barn, and I kind of wanted to show you what condition we left our boat in after that fishing trip. Most of this is squid, but you know, you've got fish blood and different things just from being out on a day of fishing. But most of this is squid, and as you probably know, squid can really do a number on your boat, especially if you don't get it cleaned while you're out there. And unfortunately, I didn't seem to do a very good job of that. Usually I'm really good at getting our boats clean once I get back, but we had some things happen and it's 2 days later and this stuff has been sitting here for 2 days. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you why I like these Better Boat products so much. This is their deck cleaner, and I'm just gonna put some in this bucket over here and kind of scrub it on with our brush here. Let that sit for a few minutes and then come back and scrub it again. All right, well, let me show you the final product here. You can see this deck cleaner got rid of this squid very nicely. Now, unfortunately, this is an old stain right here. I think I got a little clumsy while I was installing that hatch. But you can see up here where we had a lot of that squid, where I was cutting it up on that cutting board, it's just gone. So you just take this deck cleaner, put some in this bucket, put a little bit of water in it, apply it with your scrub brush here, and let it sit for a few minutes and come back and scrub it and repeat if necessary. But this area had a lot of squid on it and it's just gone. So you can see this stuff works really well. And for the most part, I was able to use this soft bristle brush to get the majority of it off. But since that squid had been sitting here a couple days, I pulled out this stiffer brush to get those tougher areas off. But if you want to pick up some of this Better Boat products for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can even get 10% off. We had a great day today. That's why I like this running and gunning, as I say, with this bay boat out in the Gulf on those calmer days. There's so many opportunities out there. You're not going that far offshore. You get to troll. There's some reefs out there. If you see some bonita or something crash into the surface, you can run over there and try to cast at those. But if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my future videos. So until next time, hope to see you on another episode of Forgotten Coast Fishing.